Hey, welcome to EP My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day, thanks in a large part to our pals at the VFS School of Game Design. Another classic Star Wars character is about to get his own movie. With Han Solo getting his own prequel film next, new rumors have come in indicating that Disney and Lucasfilm plan to make an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. The Hollywood Reporter claims that the studio has hired British filmmaker and playwright Stephen Daldry to write and direct the film. His past work includes the 2000 film Billy Elliot, as well as its live theater show, along with the 2002 drama The Hours. The fact that they're hiring a filmmaker with such heavy chops indicates that they could be going for a more serious approach to Obi-Wan in the new movie, which seems in keeping with his classy, dry demeanor. It remains to be seen how much creative freedom Daldry will have on the project. Disney recently fired Phil Lord and Chris Miller off of the Han Solo movie and replaced them with Ron Howard, allegedly because they didn't like the direction the pair were taking. Hopefully there aren't any similar problems this time around. Rumors about a standalone Obi-Wan movie have been swirling ever since Disney bought Lucasfilm in 2012. It's unclear where the film might fit in with the upcoming slate of Star Wars films, but 2020 seems like a likely contender. Expect more details soon. Bad news, Xbox One gamers, you won't be able to crack down on crime this year. Crackdown 3 has been delayed. It was originally slated to land on November 7th, the same day the new Xbox One X arrives, but Microsoft and the development team have decided to push it back to spring 2018. In a statement to Polygon, Microsoft Studios Publishing General Manager Shannon Loftus says that they delayed the game in order to, what else, give themselves more time to make it right. Loftus adds that the team specifically wants to make sure they find the right balance between the game's single-player, co-op, and multiplayer modes. She also says that it's important to release the game at the right time. Crackdown 3's original release date would have put it right in the middle of the very busy holiday game season, so releasing it in spring will give it some breathing room. This does, however, leave the Xbox One X with one less launch title, and it also means that gamers will have to wait even longer for a title we've already been waiting years for. The first Crackdown launched in 2006 and was a surprise hit, with the first sequel following in 2010. Crackdown 3 was announced way back at E3 2014, so hopefully all this extra development time doesn't mean there are any problems with the game. I got a chance to play it at this year's E3, and the little I played looks pretty good. Hopefully the final game delivers when it arrives next year.
We're gonna light it back up, because this is far from over.
And there's another cool game coming in spring 2018, and not just on the Xbox One. Montreal-based Compulsion Games has announced that their highly anticipated We Happy Few will launch on April 13th, 2018 on the PC and Xbox One, and they've also announced for the first time that the game is coming to the PlayStation 4. An unfinished version of We Happy Few has been available via early access on the PC and Xbox One since 2016, shortly after the game was first announced, but the final version will feature a much larger story campaign along with 3 playable characters. Compulsion Games originally planned We Happy Few as a medium-priced game, but they say it's expanded so much that they're now giving it a full AAA price and retail launch, and also partnering with publisher Gearbox Software to help out with the release. Compulsion Games studio head Guillaume Prevost says that the decision to expand the game was a direct result of all the positive feedback they received, with the initial public reception giving them the chance to make it bigger. When it was first announced at E3 2016, We Happy Few wowed audiences with its unique premise of drug-fueled characters living in a dystopian world. Needless to say, we can't wait to play the final version when it arrives. We haven't seen the last of the franchise either, because the game already has a movie adaptation in development. It looks like the next Mission Impossible movie has gotten off on the wrong foot. Variety reports that production on Mission Impossible 6 has been delayed by anywhere from 6 weeks to 2 months after Tom Cruise was injured on set. The 55-year-old actor broke his ankle while performing a stunt, and there are rumors that he may have also injured his hips. It remains to be seen exactly how long it will take for him to recover, so production is on hold until Paramount Pictures has a better idea. The film is slated to arrive in summer 2018, and the studio insists that the release date won't be delayed as a result of the production hiatus. The injury may, however, cause scheduling problems for Cruise and the rest of the cast, and it might also force Cruise to rethink his policy of always performing his own stunts. Still, it could have been a lot worse. Stunts can easily turn deadly, as demonstrated recently on the set of Deadpool 2, where stuntwoman Joy S.J. Harris was tragically killed while performing a motorcycle jump. That accident has caused the stunt community to ask new questions about safety standards on set, and the authorities are still looking into the accident to see if it could have been avoided. Shenmue III is one big step closer to finally getting released. The long-awaited open-world game has found a publisher. The developers are teaming up with publisher Deep Silver, and the company confirms that the game is still on track to be released in the second half of 2018, exclusively on the PS4 and PC. Shenmue III was crowdfunded by more than 70,000 players and raised more than $6.3 million, making it one of the most successful crowdfunded games in history. Despite all that money, the developers still need a publisher to help them launch the game and put it on a disc. Shenmue III director Yu Suzuki points out that Deep Silver has a history of bringing Japanese games to Western audiences. They're best known for publishing games made by international development teams, and they also published last year's crowdfunded Mighty No. 9. That game failed to meet the expectations, to put it mildly, so hopefully Shenmue 3 will be a big improvement. Fans have been desperately waiting for the game ever since the second installment was released in the Sega Dreamcast in 2001, and the only reason Shenmue 3 was able to get made is thanks to its fan community. Fans will be able to get a new look at Shenmue 3 at the massive Gamescom event in Germany next week.
I don't talk to strangers. If you're trying to pick me up, forget it. Find someone else.
The popular online game World of Tanks is rewriting history to become a single-player game. Developer Wargaming is giving World of Tanks its first single-player story mode more than 7 years after the game first launched. The single-player mode is called World of Tanks War Stories and gives players new solo, co-op, and PvE campaigns with a heavy emphasis on story. The stories won't be based on real-life conflicts, though. They're alternate histories, exploring what could have happened if big events like the Cuban Missile Crisis and Soviet blockade of Western Berlin had gone differently. The stories will showcase how quickly things can go wrong if world leaders aren't diplomatic and very careful with their words. World of Tanks has a huge multiplayer and esports community, especially in Europe, so it will be interesting to see how they respond to a single-player mode. War Stories will unfold in different chapters, with the first set to deploy next week and more set to follow throughout the year. Wargaming will also be showing off War Stories at Gamescom. That's it for the rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more about game design, visit our pals at VFS.edu. We'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new episode. Watch some of our other content, and if you dig it, hit subscribe for us, okay?